I'm in the way, I'm gonna rest, I never switch, ice in the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch cause you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? Look at it.
53 at the mark. Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
On 1st and 10, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. He finds an opening past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Play action. It's Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Let's go.
From the gun, here's Newton. He's got Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain there of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Quick pass out to Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
20.
is Newton. Dancing to his left. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Well, he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Ringo. Gun.
Check, 53's mine. Double dog. That's the way. Come on. 53.
Newton to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
A first down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
20.
From the 50, Newton. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Newton will bring him up first and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. From the red zone now, Newton. Complete here, it's Hyde. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Smith and the Chiefs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Check. 53.
Smith on 3rd down. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 6 yards in the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
61. Max Pitt.
Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
You can't block me. Mike, 53.
From the 39, Smith. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
A first down carry for Barkley. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
At the Chiefs' 29-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Newton now to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Let's go.
3rd and long. It's Newton. And he's going to go down again. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Back to the air. Smith on 2nd down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 33 yards that time. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the
Check
29-yard
53.
line.
What we got?
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Smith. Able to get this to Gordon.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now Smith. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Trying to get it that time to Stills.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Come on, D. Check 4.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Now Barkley stripped of the football. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
We got this.
Newton's pass intercepted. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, exit. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe.
The final shot here before break. Smith. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Bandit. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Shoot.
Hey, lock it. Get it.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
General West.
Off of play action, here's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready.
53. Check 53. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Check.
Big grip.
Here's Gordon. Ashawn Robinson there on the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Charlie.
Let's go, defense. Let's get up.
You draw Corker.
Check. Crunch.
Shoot.
Smith. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 18.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in, and it makes it hard to defend.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
70, Indy, Bravo. I'm on.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Yeah. 53's the Mike. 53, Mike.
Looking to throw on second down. Smith. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch the curl.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the run, it's Barkley. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. I'm coming after you.
Hey, Foxtrot.
53.
Down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Smith. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
53 is the Mike. Better bring it. Let's go.
Out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Thomas. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw is Newton. Completes it to Miller. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That'll go as a pickup of 8. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. We're back now in KC. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter.
Hey, check. Let's get it.
Check.
Newton on 1st down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton, he'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Newton now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here we go on fourth. Newton. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's his carry for Melvin Gordon. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Open man is Gordon, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Smith now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 24, Smith gets it to Meredith, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
2nd down and goal. Smith. It's caught. It's Miller. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check tight.
To throw again, Newton. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 34 yards.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Now after the play, oh man, it's Barkley who appears to be shaken up. He's down. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long...
On 2nd and 9, Newton, he's going to let it fly. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
He's checking. Crash.
Now Gordon. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, "I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you."
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
Tracy Walker on the tackle.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Kansas City, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Houston, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer.